The story about the woman who fell in love with her psychiatrist, I think she has borderline personality disorder.
So people are reacting to the woman that fell in love with a psychiatrist. So if you haven't seen that video, let's talk about it. Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? Your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So sometime last week I posted a story time of a woman who came online to share a story about how she fell in love with a psychiatrist and a psychiatrist kind of fell in love with her. But in the process of us hearing the story, some of us thought another way about it, like what's going on here. But yeah, if you haven't seen that video, I will link it down in the description box. Go check it out because that will help you, give you like a full context of what we're talking about. So in this video, we're going to get people's reaction to it, because the video I did initially was just her telling a story and all that. So in this video, we're going to get people's reaction, what people think about it. If people are clocking it the same way we clock it, okay, and all that. So yeah, and also at the end of the video there was a clinician, a professional that spoke about this and what he thinks about this, which I find really interesting. So yeah, let's go check out this video and then we'll come back and talk more.
For some strange reason, you're in a position where you need to discourage someone from becoming a psychiatrist. I need you to point them in the direction of this I Fell in Love with My Psychiatrist series, because when I say, oh, hell no, it is the most, oh, hell no. Guys, the whole time she's like, he encouraged it, okay? Wait till we get to the part where he encourages it. We never get to the part where he encourages anything. That poor man, she said his name. Oh, he needs to call the police. The popo must be called. I think it was video 8. I accidentally fast forwarded it and we were at a part where she was like, and yeah, he said that he has to jerk off sometimes before he sees this one patient because he's so attracted to her. And I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. That's disgusting. Why would he tell you that? Turns out I start that video over again. She's talking about a date she went on with some random man who also happened to be a psychiatrist. And she used that as like a, oh, see, they're gross and disgusting, those psychiatrists. Also, psychiatrists and therapists, two very different things. These meetings that she had with him once a month, 30 minutes. You're not getting into the nitty gritty of your life. That's what a therapist's for. I know, I have one. I have both. I'm sorry, Dr. Scheinbaum. I would never.
We need to get weaponry and some fucking lawn chairs, and we need to go set up on the lawn of that fucking psychiatrist, because that motherfucker is in trouble. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not watching 17. Right. I've got the basics down. You know what I'm saying? There is a white woman on the loose who feels entitled to love and admiration and respect from someone. Yes, this happens a lot in psychological spaces, but the fact that we're seeing it on the internet, the fact that she's bringing it here and are enabling her and not telling her, oh, bitch, you lost your mind. White woman, because they agree with that. They too have felt some shit where they felt like they were deserving of admiration or respect or love from somebody and didn't. Long story short, I feel like we need to go and work in shifts at that man's motherfucking house, because he is not allowed legally to get on the internet and defend himself. But that's with him. And now, if this woman gets to 10,000 followers and she's able to make money off of this, she is going to be enabled past the point of no return. And I'm genuinely fearful of what a bitch like that would do. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. So we need to find out where he live at, and then we need to find out who's over there, who's willing to go sit outside his house and protect him, because this doesn't make any sense. And the fact that y'all are not questioning a story that is clearly full of holes. Whiteness. People ain't gonna double ass nothing. And her comments on the videos are off, but she getting on live and y'all enabling her. What type of y'all seeing somebody having a fucking mental health crisis and you gonna enable the shit? Why? Because you want to see what happened? Out of here.
I have to make a video to respond to this because I have a lot of thoughts. So in this video, she says that she texted her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, basically like set up boundaries, and her psychiatrist responded and said, I bet he had to reread that twice. And she is using that as evidence as to him being in love with her. Y'all, that's why I keep saying, I like preach this. It's important for parents to affirm their kids when they're little. So when they enter the real world and someone's being polite, they don't mistake that as flirting or being in love. It's also important for parents to teach their kids about rejection. Everyone's not going to like you. Everyone's not going to want you. Everyone's not going to want to be around you. It's okay. You might annoy somebody. Those things are okay. So find people who like you, who want to be around you. And obviously this lady has not learned either one of those things. She obviously was never affirmed. She said it herself. She had low self-esteem, and the psychiatrist knew this. And I don't even understand, like, how her and the psychiatrist, man, like, he was, like, literally just being polite. Like, to me, this is like falling in love with your barista. Or someone said falling in love with the stripper at the strip club. You're falling in love with somebody for being polite and doing their job. And me and you have already come to the conclusion that we just think she's doing it for, like, attention. I don't know. I don't know if she's doing it for attention, or I really, like, at this point, I really do believe she just wants her videos to go viral because she wants him to reach out to her in some type of capacity. But the way she's describing these sessions, what does that have to do with ADHD? Like, why are you talking about your boyfriend and all this other stuff? He can't say, bitch, got my seat, I need to see my next patient. So he's like, oh, okay, we'll see you in a month. How are the meds? And you're like, oh my God, he talked to me today. Girl, that's up. He can't tell you to shut up. This whole thing is so crazy to me. That bitch is, oh, sorry. That lady is cuckoo. And I hope he never reaches out to her. I hope he never even addresses the situation, because that's just giving her the attention that she wants. And she's like, I don't understand. All these people are saying he's a victim. He kind of is. Like, did you see the part when she was talking about ovulating? And she said, I could visibly see he was uncomfortable.
Of course.
And the roles were reversed, and it was a female psychiatrist and a male client. There's a word for that. It's called assault.
Kendra keeps saying that women aren't believed, and that's why they're not coming forward like her. But the thing is, we do believe you, Kendra. I believe that when you came up to him and gave him this big hug, that he set a boundary and gave you a pat and didn't hug you back. I believe that when you told him that you and him have a very special relationship, that he set a boundary, like you said. He set a boundary and said, no, we have a professional relationship. I believe you that after you told him that and sexually harassed him with your story about how you had a dream about having sex with him in the office, that he probably was stunned and didn't say anything. And then walked you out and watched you leave for his own protection. I believe those things happened. What we don't believe is your characterization and your interpretation of the thoughts of his thoughts that were never said out loud. That you think that he set those boundaries. This is what I don't believe, that he set those boundaries, those professional boundaries, because he truly was in love with you. Those are the things that we don't believe.
The story about the woman who fell in love with her psychiatrist, I think she has borderline personality disorder.
Okay.
Because there's no way that story makes sense. For one, this gives white woman victimhood trope all over it. It's written all over it. You're literally sitting here saying that this person of color, your psychiatrist, took advantage of you. He manipulated you. He used your time, the once a month appointment, to his advantage to manipulate you. That's what you're saying. And there are people literally in her comments building her up, gaslighting her to believe that she's the victim and asking where this man practices so they can get him fired. Please stop that. Stop trying to get people fired based off of one side of the story. There's always three sides to every story. And he doesn't even, because of HIPAA and because of laws that exist in medical fields, he can't even tell his side of the story. Which is unfair to him. She literally sat here and said that this man manipulated her into falling in love with him because he played into her mind and he made her feel needed, and he was fulfilling needs psychologically. He was fulfilling emotional needs that her boyfriend was not fulfilling for her. That sounds like a personal problem. That doesn't sound like he did anything wrong. This man was doing his job. It was his job to listen. It was his job to validate your feelings. And you took that as a sign of him wanting to be with you emotionally. And the fact that y'all are validating her feelings and making her feel like he did something wrong when he didn't, because there's nothing you can do to convince me otherwise, and trying to get this man fired, saying, give us the name, spill the information, we need a part 5, this man is sick. How was he sick? She even said her other psychiatrist that she saw, which is an older white woman, also tried to manipulate her. because they didn't stop her in the middle of the session and refer her to another psychiatrist when she admitted that she had a crush and she was obsessed and fetishized this man. She was obsessed with him. She literally created an entire relationship in her mind that didn't exist based off the fact that he was listening to her. He was doing his job. I'm going to go to bed. I don't need to see any more TikTok tonight because that just really pissed me off.
There's a lot of very snarky discourse about this woman who was in love with her psychiatrist. Like, a lot of y'all aren't in the same boat. I'm confused. A lot of you are in some kind of parasocial relationship with a celebrity or your pastor or the guy at work who doesn't know your name, and you're in a full-blown relationship with him in your mind. You have called dibs. You're upset with the person who he's actually in a relationship with. You have overemphasized and embellished every interaction you've ever had. Oh my God, today he touched my hand a little bit when he handed me the envelope. And I just know we're going to have 3 children. And the thing is, this is not just in your head. You go and talk to all your friends about it. You're doing the same thing. The difference is this woman has A, diagnosis, and B, she was actually getting some help. It sounds like she had, in addition to whatever other issue she was seeing the doctor for, a very strong case of transference. None of this was actually about the person whose care she was under. She was projecting her feelings for somebody else onto him in the situation because he was paid to listen. They had to interact. It happens fairly often in a therapeutic relationship. How often have you fallen for some guy because he was just nice to you? He just wasn't a jerk. And there's nothing wrong with discussing this topic. It's something that people really experience. But the discourse I've been seeing has come from a very negative place. Women are gleeful. Well, at least I'm not in this place of my life. No matter how badly off I am, at least I don't think my medical health care professional is in love with me. And it's part of a wave of content I've seen. A lot of women will stitch content and say, well, at least I'm not in this situation. At least I'm not in this. At least I'm not. And you use it to justify the poor decisions you do make. It's easy to point out somebody's more obvious fault so you can feel superior. And you never have to do the hard work of actually examining yourself. Because it's one thing to say, I was once in that situation and I warn everybody against being in it. Or to issue a general warning to girls, don't be in these situations. Here are the markers of abuse. Here are the warning signs of a toxic relationship. But just to revel and say, I'm so glad that's not me. Oh my God, I'm so much better than that, is not only not helpful, it's cruel. And I reiterate, it's rich coming from a lot of people who are in the exact same boat. Stop it. Because no matter how much you compare yourself to somebody else's situation so you can feel better off, it has not changed the reality of your situation. If you're still in a terrible relationship, you're in it. It doesn't matter how much more awful somebody else's relationship is, or how much more imaginary, or how much more whatever. Do better. Doctor's orders. And like and follow for more.
You're looking for a licensed therapist's take on the Kendra psychiatrist situation, here you go. I'm usually on here, I make music, but for now I'll do my day job and comment on this. So coming from a clinician's perspective, I'm very disappointed with how public her experience is. And I wanted to paint a picture about how I would see this person and how they experience life in general. So where there's smoke, there's fire, meaning she has delusional beliefs. When you have delusional beliefs, it comes from a place of general insecurity or fear or difficulty attaching. So like a good way of putting it is, if you were to get a dog and the dog kind of goes like this every single time someone puts their hand out, you would infer that somebody hit the dog, or else why would the dog do that? It's the same thing with people. So when you see somebody in that lens, nobody wants to react with traits that could be personality pathology. Nobody wants to engage in the world that way, and nobody wants to be delusional. It's something that our body does to protect ourselves. So when we get to a point where she's displaying all this behavior, it's so natural to be repulsed by it and make it public and try to protect the clinician, who he can protect himself, by the way. We're taught to do that. We know how to do that. We set boundaries. He's not engaging with her anymore. It's really sad to see. I mean, inside of her experience is somebody who's very traumatically stunted and emotionally stunted. She likely had trauma. Again, where there's smoke, there's fire. She wouldn't have these delusional beliefs. She wouldn't have this personality pathology and these projection kind of defenses without this trauma. So I see somebody who is likely very wounded at some point in their life engaging in a very public way with people, and people really eating it up like it's entertainment. But for me, it's not. And maybe I'm a part of the problem by commenting on it. But it's very easy to be repulsed by these personalities, right? It's how it works. You know, even for clinicians, it's natural to feel that way. But it always comes back to empathy in mental health, and it should come back to empathy. And for her, she needs a sense of boundaries. This is a defense. This is so it's not helpful, right? What she's experiencing is, you know, something that we call like limerence or eroticized transference. It's when you sexualize or romanticize somebody to create a defense relative to you in the emotional experience of them, meaning it's more scary for them to be close emotionally to somebody than like physically, or sexualize them or romanticize them or make it an idealization. So that would be what she's doing. But people only do that when they're so afraid of genuine emotional intimacy. So she would likely struggle. Obviously, she's in therapy in the first place, getting medication. I don't think anybody wants to voluntarily go to therapy or get medication. So this is somebody already struggling with something. And I guess on my perspective, I get it. You know, it's fun to dunk on people, but keep in mind, this is a real person. You know, this is a human being. This isn't some random character in this thing, you know, the show you're watching. This is a real person, and social media tends to dunk on people as if they're objects instead of humanizing what they're going through. You know, I saw it with the Coldplay CEO thing. It's like, yeah, sure, he did something crappy, but you guys are not a part of that at all. And in her case, yeah, sure, she's has some delusion. She could have some delusion of grandeur and all these different traits, but this didn't happen to you. So you're ultimately dunking on somebody who's trying to get mental health help.
Wow. I'm happy that a professional actually spoke on this one. But yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think. You guys are about people's thought, because you guys already share your thought about her own story in the original video. But yeah, let me know what you think about people's reaction to this. And please, as always, keep it respectful. Here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thoughts. Okay. For me, like I said initially, I'm happy that a professional kind of speak up on this issue and talked about it, because a lot of time it's just we all yapping and giving our opinion. But like one thing I clocked from the get-go of the story was I knew she was delusional, even though I'm not a medical professional, but that was it. But nice to know that a clinician actually observed that and kind of pointed out that that could be it. So yeah. And I do understand, like, she's a real person and all that, but also there are people in the comment section, there are people in her life, like she's building her own community of people that believes her, that like this not validating people's experience is different from that one at all. But the fact that this woman is out here, clearly you could see that something is off the story. There's a lot of loopholes, there's a lot of things that just come up, like her saying that she went on a date with someone that is a psychiatrist, and that one told her story about how they jerk. Those story was not hard enough. For me personally, it feels like something that she made up so that she can have that conversation with and psychiatrist and get a reaction out of him. But yeah, I really hope she's getting the help she needs, and I'm happy that people saw it and clock it. And also, if you ever had a therapist or another, sometimes some people easily blur that line between this is a therapist, this is a psychiatrist, over this is my friend or this is somebody that likes me. The line sometimes can be very blurry. But yeah, I hope everybody, like you guys know, I'm a big fan of and a big advocate of mental health and seeking help when you need it. But also, we should also learn how to realize that these people are just there to help us navigate our emotions, our feelings, and even our psychic. So yeah, let's note that, because some people the line can really be blurry and thing. But yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think down about the story down in the comment section. Okay, people's reaction about it. Okay, share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation, so go ahead and share it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.